Hi, I'm Marcus Jackman, pastor of Copper Hills Church in Harriman, Utah. This is Gleanings, feasting on the Word of God in the margins of everyday life. And today's Muse Day inspiration comes from the musical arts. It is Slade, the great British group. It came out with a song in the early 80s off the album The Amazing Kamikaze Syndrome. Now, yesterday, driving home with one of our children, the child mentioned that they were talking about classes of animal, and they put octopi and chameleons in the same class because they have camouflaging tendencies. They can change their appearance based on their surroundings. And that got me thinking about Chameleon, and that got me thinking about the great song from the early 80s, Run, Run Away, from Slade. It goes, I like black and white, dreaming of black and white. You like black and white, run, run away. See chameleon lying there in the sun. All things to everyone, run, run away. The song is not a lot more explicit than that, but it seemed to be, as I pulled it up on Spotify and listened on the drive home, it seemed to be noting this person, this runaway's existence, and comparing them to a chameleon, always seeking some kind of happiness, running to the next thing and trying to adapt yourself to that circumstance, trying to find a sense of belonging. And it seemed like that was not a positive thing. But again, it's not the most deep sounding lyrical structure, so I'm kind of reading into it a little bit. But that made me think of what it is to adapt yourself to your surroundings. And what the Apostle Paul said when he wrote in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, for though I am free from all, I have made myself a servant to all, that I might win more of them. To the Jews I became as a Jew in order to win Jews. To those under the law I became as one under the law, though not being myself under the law, that I might win those under the law. To those outside the law I became as one outside the law, not being outside the law of God, but under the law of Christ, that I might win those outside the law. To the weak I became weak, that I might win the weak. I have become all things to all people, that by all means I might save some. Now, Paul isn't imagining that he himself is doing the saving, but he's saying, I am willing to adapt myself to all these different cultures. I am willing to change anything that is non-essential, that is not about the gospel, that isn't denying the divinity and the sufficiency of Christ. But I'll adapt anything else in order to connect with them, moving into their environment and loving them enough to share with them the good news of the gospel. So that felt like a challenge to me. The world might look at somebody who is ready to adapt into other social situations as a cheap runaway, as a chameleon who can't commit. But there's a way in which we are called to do that in order to become anything to anybody, and by any means, we might win some. We might see them saved. That's the heart of the chameleon Christian who wants to enter into all these different circumstances, from jail to hospital to the Pharisaical communities that we're living next to or in. Are you becoming all things to all people in order that they might come to understand Christ? Are you willing to adapt yourself? Am I willing to adapt myself to their situation, their context, in order to take the gospel, the good news to them? That's not running away. That's running toward them and towards our great commission, filling all the earth with the knowledge of the Son of God, Jesus Christ, alive, risen, reigning on high for them. I hope that's an encouragement to you. I hope it's a challenge to you like it is to me. And I hope that the Lord shows you somehow this week, how you can become in a little bit more, in a little bit greater way, all things to all people.